G'day crew, my name is Luke and you guys are watching our third spearfishing vlog. So in this video we do a spearfishing overnighter up at the Three Kings, which is a group of islands north of the very tip of New Zealand. So it's pretty remote up there, but it's pretty untouched in terms of marine life. And there's a lot of South Island species up there, so blue cod, teriyaki, crays, Paua and stuff like that. And then there's a mixture of North Island stuff as well, including really big kingfish. Quite common up there. Golden snapper in shallow water, lots of pink mau and also big trevally. Remember guys, if you like this video and you want to see me make more of these kind of vlog style videos, hit like and subscribe. It doesn't seem like much, but it actually does help the algorithm overlords. So Kiri gave me the invite, like he got in touch with me and said we might be going to the Kings, is it something you'd be interested in? I've only been up there once before, I was keen as, and yeah, it was only a few days later we had seen a weather window and he's like, right, come up, stay at my place. We're gonna get up about 4 in the morning. It's about 4 in the morning and we're just putting all the stuff on Kiri's boat. Might sleep on the boat tonight. And yeah, we'll see what we see. Got about 3-hour boat ride ahead of us, so better get her in the water. I think we're running a little bit late. Sam may have been irritated, it's hard to tell. There he is. Have a boy on the way up. Howdy, I'll film you. Hey, how are you? Good.
Bright and early?
Oh bloody, I said I'm about ready to go to bed. Boats in the water. Wouldn't think it was summer in New Zealand. Nice big area on the front of this boat.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like lady, morning Kerry, thank you for that. I hope you have a very nice trip to the Three Kings and we'll catch up with you later. Funnel clear.
Should have gone, cheers. Over. Was that too POB?
Three Kings. So what we did was basically had a bit of an anchorage check sort of dive, see what was around. The goal was to get some seafood for dinner. And then we were going to go and dive the reefs and have a look for some kingfish. Just going to get our dinner. Within a few minutes along the coast there, I found quite a big nest of crayfish. So yeah, just took one for our dinner. And then cruised along the coast a bit more looking for something tasty. I found a nice sort of fishy area that was holding a few teriyaki just dotted through pori schools. Took a teriyaki and then broke up a few kinna because I was trying to get this one blue cod and he was quite stubborn. It was wrapped up on the kinnaburley like a bloody cat. When I popped down on to get him, he actually took off, and it's quite weird. Generally these fish are some of the most, I won't say stupid because fish obviously are either timid or not depending on you know, what works for them in terms of getting food. But they normally are quite curious enough to come up to the spear tip and bite it and stuff like that. We had to sort of give this guy a bit of chase and took a long shot and got him, and he became dinner actually, so that was pretty good.
Hey, have a look. You got a half reasonable one too.
I just thought that would be a nice little selection for the pan, you know.
Yeah.
there's a good cray.
Yeah.
It's a mean cray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5 kilo.
Yeah, boy. And Sam's got some food for the cat. Dinner dive.
Yep, mixed bag.
Kerry pulled this beast out. Sam's brought home a blue, and Kerry's got this little goldie for the pan, which is going to be bloody good eating. And we've also got a cod, another cray and a cherokee. I'm just feeding that blue cod to the cray, fatten them up a bit more before we eat them. So yeah, after that, I had a bit of a look at the current and the sounder, and dived a few spots we'd never dived before. They were actually all holding quite good fish. So the first spot we had a bit of a drift over, we're seeing enormous trevally and yeah, quite big kingfish. Kerry got in and he was diving, and he called out that he'd seen a real monster.
Fuck, you should have seen the ones I saw on the first drop.
Fuck, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up seeing this big unit of a fish, and just dropping down nice and calm, and I kept looking over towards it, and it was still there, sort of cruising along, and it had a smaller fish in front of it, and yeah, I got down to their level and was just trying to stay calm, and the smaller one actually ended up turning in towards me, and I thought, alright, I've got this, because the big one's probably going to follow it, which it did, but they still kept a bit of distance, so the shot wasn't that great, but it was actually okay. Like, it went central. I did notice that that shaft was flying out left, and I'm not sure if that's the recoil or not. I obviously heard it and probably clipped the spine, because it was really struggling to kick, and I just yelled out to Kerry, second shot. By the time Kerry got down to it, that's when the fish really started to realise something was going on, and yeah, it started fighting quite hard. If I didn't clip the spine, I'm sure that the fish would have buggered off with my float and everything, and it would have been a real interesting one.
I couldn't stay there.
That's right. Yeah, it was 6 minutes on the GoPro, and the fish just got more and more strength, and I tried my best to swim it away from the reef, and I just didn't have any. It just was pulling me down like I was nothing, even though it was quite hurt. And eventually it wrapped around a bit of a rock that kind of stuck out off the front of the reef, went around there about 3 times, and then just helicoptered its way off, ripped the floppers through itself, as they sometimes do.
He's off.
Bugger.
Sorry, man.
That's shit. That was huge. Yeah, I just felt sick, as you do.
Because there was 3 in front of that, or 3 with it,
Yeah.
and it was just a class above.
Yeah, just a fucking beast.
Fuck. Bananas.
I just couldn't get it offshore. I kept trying. Look at that dynamo line. Yeah. Got fucking dusted. Thought, oh, I might have to bloody stick to reefies from now on. But anyway, you just try your best to make good shots on animals, and yeah, just do what you can. So pretty sour, but anyway, we moved on and decided to do a bit of like coastal work. What was quite surprising was, as I was sort of moving out over this bay, where it started to get quite a bit deeper, I was seeing heaps of snapper. I'm only taking the little 90 centimeter roller just to target reefies and stuff now, and well, sort of working in the bay looking for goldies, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to have a crack at these snapper, that'll be cool. And yeah, so broke open a few kinner, and I seen these 2 kingies move in, and the bigger one looked alright. Nothing like the beast that I'd lost earlier, but so I didn't really pay too much attention to it until it turned and came right up to me front on. Yeah, as it was approaching me, it actually started to look quite big, with a bit of a cyst on the side of its face, and a few and small eyes, and a few of the markers of quite nice fish. I thought, I've only got the reel gun and I'm in this bay where he's just going to go around that. There was a reef about 30 meters from me that comes out of the water. I thought, what are the chances of landing him if he's going to turn, if I don't get a kill or a spine shot on it? So he just got closer and closer, and yeah, I ended up putting one right into his forehead. and it worked out very well because he couldn't run forward. Like every time the fish ran forward, it was obviously too much pressure, too much pain. So he just ended up thrashing side to side to side, running forward a little bit in mid-water, thrashing side to side, and eventually pulled the spear back far enough where it ickied him. So yeah, about a minute and a half, and the fish was dead. So that was pretty ideal for a fish that size. I was in the bay, but there was a gap between two reefs, and I'd actually slipped through the gap in the current without noticing. So by the time I got my hands in the fish's gills, I looked around and I was actually out in some choppy water getting pulled away. I actually did shit myself, and I thought I'm gonna have to drop the fish to get back or what, and I just powered as hard as I could. And you know, after a few minutes made it up to that reef that was coming out of the water, or one just behind it in the current, and just held onto the kelp, holding this bloody fish. And just try to get my breath back, and then pushed out towards the boat, and yeah, got the fish back on the boat, and was actually quite blown away, you know, like bittersweet. Bloody lost a really big fish, and then got this one as a bit of a consolation prize.
What a mission that was. Just getting dragged away by the current there, it was just so hectic. Just had this kingy come in, quite a lot smaller than the one I just lost, but still a good fish. Shot it right in the head. And fuck, it was a pretty interesting fight, but yeah, I'll get it on the boat and I'll check on the boys. Another fucking shark.
So yeah, when the boys come back, I just told them I had like a dinner-sized kingy on the boat. This will be a stitch up.
I just shot one here, just a, like a dinner-sized one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Yes. Fuck, that's a good fish. That's gonna be 30, isn't it?
Yeah. It dragged me through that fucking gap.
That's 30 though, all day, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice drag. Mean. 2 fuck sharps in one
Yeah,
day.
I was thinking you've got too many fucking shafts when you handed them all to me.
Pretty average on me shafts.
Had a pretty good day. We've got dolphins right here off the front of the boat. Not bad. Yeah, we just come in here and boys are having a good look around and cleaning up on the trees at the top. And then I seen a school of snapper here, started breaking up some kinner, and had this kingy come in. And I only had my little reel gun, and basically shot him right in front of the head. He's a bit of a gnarly thing. We're sort of guessing into the, maybe into the 30s, low 30s or so. So, yeah.
Woo, yeah. Good fish.
Oh yeah.
First Goldie, I saw him mid-water, probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 metres from the surface, and went down, I was that close, I tried to just pole spear him and missed, so I just kept drifting.
Tried to stab him.
Yeah, tried to stab him, why not? And just kept going down with him and shot him down on the bottom somewhere. So.
They look pretty tasty, eh?
They do.
Sweet. Yeah, sweet, man.
Good trip.
You keep that, it will keep that crane near the top, whatever we're eating for dinner. Nice.
After that we moved back around to the anchorage. Basically just got set up for the night. So yeah, Kerry, bit of a legend, he brought some blue vein, some hummus and wraps. We ended up just having crayfish and blue cod wraps for dinner.
What's mean? Hasn't been cooking meth in an old RV.
Yeah. No.
We got oil? Otherwise we'll just put the meat in the jet boil. Start on that side. Fuck, you were getting barred up over there, were you? Yeah, maybe check them on the... somewhere? On there. Taste alright? Sweet. grey and blue cod in a wrap with blue vein.
And then get a string up that kingy to fillet it.
Kerry will come out for a chundera and just get screwing up.
Get lynched off. Kerry's in bed. And we got the job of covering the bedding area with flood. So
Your bedding area.
I can't believe the shot on that fish, man.
Yeah, there'll be a few people watch that and they'll be like, oof. Yeah. What are you doing?
That is a bloody
How heavy is the fillet, you reckon?
pretty heavy. I don't know.
He's an idea. Shit, there you go. Good. That's alright, it's just my shoulder.
Just a bucket body. Just under 9
kilo.
Yeah.
Couple of pretty big bloody fillets on it, so I think I got to sleep probably 2:30 in the morning, maybe woke up around 5 or something, and yeah, I was pretty buggered.
How did you sleep, mate?
Oh shit.
Fuck, I was out the first couple of hours, I reckon, was real good.
Get that roll picked up, eh?
Yeah, and then not so much.
Oh, mean, mate.
Baywatch, good morning. How are you this morning, Brian Nova?
Great, thanks.
The plan was quickly go have a look at some of the reefs in the morning, see if the boys could get some kingies, and then our plan was to leave around midday. So we were going to go to one of Kerry's spots that he had up there for Paua.
Day 2. Current's hauling ass. And the water's 14 degrees. You want some sashimi?
Hey?
You want sashimi?
Oh, have a gnaw.
Have a gnaw. Let's go hands and knees, boys.
So yeah, we went out to this one reef, and there wasn't actually that much current there. It was just awesome. Like, I ended up getting in just with the big camera and doing some filming.
Gary's in the water. Sam's rigging up his breakaway, and I'm just going to get in with the big camera. I've just had a couple of drops. It's 14 degrees, so bloody cold, but heaps of pinkies, quite a few kingies on the outside there, Cherokee down the bottom. There's an albatross just over here, so pretty cool for wildlife. So
There was one king around 30 kilo that was coming in and leaving and coming in and leaving. I think if we'd been up towards the front of the reef and been able to drop it, would have had the confidence to come in a bit closer for Sam to get a shot on. But yeah, it wasn't really playing ball, but it was tolerating us. So yeah, it was a pretty cool sight. It's so different to like the mainland North Island. Like, you can't go reef to reef to reef seeing big fish after big fish after big fish. You know, for me to see a fish over 30 is quite special in the Gulf, but up there it just seems to be the norm. So pretty cool dive spot. So yeah, the boys got a couple of kingies.
trunking the kingies, put them in the bin.
There they go. Fuck, they're big birds, aren't they?
Yeah, mean.
Oh wow, see that?
Yeah.
That water ski.
Yeah.
What a fucking mess. Fellas.
You just bite that thing's head off.
So this will be the last spot of the day. Day 2. Gary's got a spot in here where should be some powers.
You did an 8. I've got 12.
How many have you got?
6.
Oh, so you're in 2 haul. Okay. Clap.
Good ones here, eh? It's a bit heavy.
Fuck yeah, that's a good lot of power, eh?
We actually found a goldie hanging out in a bit of a big crack with a few crays and stuff in it. So we had a bit of a muck around and I filmed Sam take this goldie. So I had a bit of a muck around with the crays and got some photos of them and stuff. And it was a pretty epic way to end the day, you know, on some like a different note with Paua and crayfish and goldies just in shallow water, because you know, it's something that we just don't really see up here on the mainland. Epic opportunity to get some footage and some real good seafood. So yeah, we blasted back, had to turn trying to snooze, couldn't really sleep on the way back, but yeah, as we got into the warm waters, seen a nice big yellowfin jumping off the top there, and then yeah, headed back into the ramp and organised all our meat and stuff.
That's a good fillet.
Hell yeah.
They barely even fit in your bin.
It's beautiful. Look at the size of that one.
That's a bloody good part, bro. That's a beast.
Oh wow, she's great.
Said farewell and shot back down to Auckland. So yeah, with that big kingy, we got the whole 18 kilo of meat on both sides smoked, and it was probably some of the best smoked kingfish I've ever had. And I'm not sure if it was because it was a big one or not. It had like rubbery sinew through it, and it was almost like lamb shank or venison shank or something if you do it in the slow cooker. It's hard to describe, but it was just awesome.
Man, so the smoked kingfish has come back, and yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of a taste test of the fish. So what I'm gonna do, not everyone's gonna like this, but I'm gonna have a bit of blue vein smoked kingy on rice crackers. So
It's quite good.
would you like it?
And yeah, it was cool to have a bit of an experiment with Paua, because I don't often get Paua.
Paua with powdered ginger and mustard. Just getting fried in coconut oil. This will be served on white rice and with a side of just fried carrot, broccoli, cauliflower, and then just using best foods mayo and this deep roasted sesame dressing.
So yeah, like and subscribe guys if you want to see more of this kind of content. Feel free to comment as well. And yeah, stay tuned because we've got a few interesting dives coming up. Sweet, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll catch you on the next one.